Welcome to Shifty Perspective. I've decided to expand the channel by offering some informative videos about subjects that I am passionate about. The first video that we will look at today is Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. As of late, Bitcoin has been making headlines for breaking all-time highs, and I receive daily messages from people asking me if it's too late to invest in Bitcoin and for general information about the cryptocurrency market. Hopefully today I can answer some of your questions and give you a basic introduction into Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. People often ask if Bitcoin will make them money. Now, I just want to clear one thing up. Bitcoin is money. So it is never, in my opinion, too late to get involved in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Last year in 2020, the Federal Reserve printed 3 trillion extra US dollars. That is $3 trillion. All of this is in response to the COVID-19 pandemic and to ease the financial stress on the economic system. All of this printing causes inflation, which results in the same number of goods being spread around a larger number of dollars, which in turn devalues the currency. So the problem is, traditional money wants to move out of holding it in the banks, where the dollar is constantly losing its value. What is the answer? Well, Bitcoin seems to hold at least part of that answer. So it's probably best to start off with a little bit of history around Bitcoin. Bitcoin was founded or proposed in a white paper in 2008 by a mysterious figure known as Satoshi Nakamoto. There are a number of theories out there about who is behind the first idea of Bitcoin. However, still to this day, nobody knows who the real Satoshi Nakamoto is. A white paper is a document that essentially proposes a solution to a problem. So, what Satoshi did was propose a digital electronic cash that is peer-to-peer. So this electronic currency means that is direct from person to person, just like file sharing using a torrent service. When you have this, it removes any intermediaries, also known as banks. Normally, when you use a bank is the person in the middle who can check whether you have the money in your account and if it goes to their account. Essentially acting as a middleman to prevent double spending. So they needed a solution to double spending. That is how the blockchain came around, which is a large network not controlled by one person, completely decentralized, that is able to check each of the spends and outputs that are used upon the network. This network of computers on this chain timestamps every transaction, meaning that you cannot go in and change a transaction that has already occurred, and it requires other computers upon the network to authenticate it. Because this can be done across the internet and upon any computer using Bitcoin software, it means that it can be essentially done and run by anybody, meaning it is cheap to run. Also, that means that it can't be taken down easily because the network is essentially bigger than the attackers. In the future, this does pose some potential problems. However, right now, we do not have the technology available, such as supercomputers, that would have any effect on this. What Satoshi Nakamoto essentially did was pave the way for a digital currency revolution. Since his white paper, we now have thousands of altcoins, cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology, businesses that are surpassing the billions and billions of dollars in normal dollar value in valuation terms. An important thing to add about Bitcoin is that it cannot be printed or minted, so it cannot be inflated, meaning there is a finite supply of Bitcoin available. Satoshi put forward that there will be 21 million Bitcoin as the maximum cap. So that means when all Bitcoin are mined, there will only ever be 21 million of them on the market. This is a lot different to any other regular currency where there is no cap on it and they can just keep printing it, and you can have trillions or Googleplex of dollars, whatever the number is, as long as they can keep printing. With Bitcoin, this is not possible. How is this so? Well, Bitcoin is mined. There is a lot of technology behind mining, but the basic theory is quite simple. Bitcoins require CPU mining, so that means computer processors try to solve a very complex puzzle that when they solve parts of this puzzle, it releases blocks. These blocks contain Bitcoin. The thing is, in the beginning, it was a lot easier to solve this puzzle, so the blocks would release a larger amount of Bitcoin. And then every so often, the block size is cut in half. And as this happens, also the difficulty to solve this puzzle becomes more and more difficult. So more complex mining equipment or powerful computers are required to mine this. Eventually, this means that the cost of mining goes up and up because the electricity used and the hardware required becomes it becomes quite substantial compared to in the beginning when anybody could mine Bitcoin and Bitcoin was worth very little. This means that also the value of Bitcoin goes up, intrinsically related to the value of electricity and the hardware into it. This is not the main driving factor, however, this is one of many factors that affect the price of Bitcoin today. So, what can Bitcoin be used for? Well, Bitcoin can be used as a currency to buy, sell and trade, which is the original idea behind Bitcoin. However, it is also a very good store of value because it is secure, it can't be manipulated or stolen or duplicated the same as traditional currency can be. It can even be stored offline in paper wallets. So that brings us on to 2020-2021, which happens to be the current bull market that we're in. This coincides with the COVID-19 pandemic. So what's happening? Companies and asset management funds are looking for a safe place to store their assets where the banks just can't offer that security. Like I mentioned earlier, governments are printing huge amounts of money, and when you store money in a bank account, you're actually accruing negative interest. So people are starting to look to move their money into the crypto sphere. The difference this time, compared to the 2018 bull market, is that it isn't just individuals looking at getting involved. It isn't just me, you, and small-time investors trying to get into it. We're looking at huge companies such as PayPal, Square, Guggenheimer Investments, BlackRock. All of these companies that manage billions and billions of dollars are buying up swathes of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. For example, last month, PayPal bought up 70% of the mined cryptocurrency supply. So that means of all of the Bitcoin being mined, 70% were purchased by them. That leaves only 30% for other companies or small investors like ourselves to buy up. This drives the price up, and whilst that is happening, the price just keeps going up. It's really insane, and you can see lots of companies are now making moves into this. In fact, in the Financial Times there has been a huge list of other companies that have started to come forward to support Bitcoin and the idea behind it. It's quite funny actually. A lot of these companies stood about 2 years ago and said that Bitcoin's a con, Bitcoin's a scam, they only trust in real money, and now they are clamoring to pay top dollar, which may be worthless completely one day, just to get their hands on Bitcoin. So, where do I sign up, you ask? Hold your horses. Before you go and deposit all of your pension into Bitcoin, I would make sure that you do a bit of research first. Make sure you really do understand the fundamentals. I've waffled on a little bit in this video about the basics behind Bitcoin, but it really doesn't scratch the surface. It is really important that before you get involved in this, you understand what Bitcoin is, how it works, why there are altcoins and cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin, and why some have value and some do not have value. You must be aware that the cryptosphere is full of scammers, just like anything in life anywhere. People who are looking to rip you off. Like, you hear of cold callers with old people trying to get them to give their card details. Well, the cryptosphere is a lot smarter than that. And if you're not clued up, then prepare to lose everything and get robbed. Trust me, it really fucking sucks when people rip you off. I've learned the hard way, and hopefully you can learn and not have it happen to you. Once you've done a bit of research, the first place to start is registering on an exchange where you can buy yourself some Bitcoin. There are a number of options for this. There are decentralized exchanges, you can buy Bitcoin for cash in places. There are various exchanges in different countries. However, personally, I recommend using Binance. Binance are one of the world's biggest exchanges. They have a wide selection of altcoins and they are very well established, so it's highly unlikely that they're going to run off your money. And their security is also pretty much impeccable, so you're not going to expect to have your coin stolen, for example, which maybe on a small unlisted exchange is possible. I guess it's just like going to a bank that you trust versus a loan shark, you want to go for the thing you trust. Although personally, I don't trust the banks at all, if I'm really honest. I've provided a referral link to Binance in the description below. If you want to use that link, just to let you know, I will be splitting the referral commission with you. So we'll both get 10% off on whatever you get from the commission. That is 10% each. Sharing is caring, so enjoy. The next thing that you need to do is make sure you've got some kind of coin price tracking app on your phone. It can get very addictive, just to warn you. I personally use CoinMarketCap. They've got a great version of the website, desktop version, and they have a great app. This shows you all of the coins by their market cap. You can look at the percentage price change, you can look at the valuation, and then you can go further and see a bit more information about the coins themselves. So once you've got those apps, well, you're still just touching the water. I subscribe to some YouTube channels on cryptocurrency. My personal favorite is Coin Bureau. Coin Bureau is the best at providing unbiased crypto advice, I would say. There are a lot of other YouTube channels who will get you to sign up to their schemes. They get paid by certain coins so that you sign up, buy and invest money, and they make a return on it. This is not fair and this is not honest. So do your research. And also, if it sounds too good to be true, well, it probably is. Thanks for checking out the video. I really appreciate this. This is new for me, so apologies if it's a bit glitchy or if I'm doing things a bit shitty. I'm kind of not really used to just like staring at the camera. I find it a lot easier to interview a person in front of me and then I just forget the camera is there. But if you like it, then please give it a thumbs up. If you've got any questions, then please leave them in the comment section below and I will hopefully make follow-up videos on this. In the meantime, this Sunday we have Mario Gibney as our guest on Shifty Perspective. He is a Bitcoin expert and he will be going live to talk to me and you and answer any questions that you might have about Bitcoin. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and tune in live on Sunday. I'll post the times on our Instagram and on our Facebook. Thank you very much. Stay shifty.